From the ancient civilizations of America to the rich traditions of the Red Indians and all the way to the mysteries of Halloween, today we're diving into the incredible history, culture, and legends that shaped America as we know it. Today we're exploring the incredible history and culture of the Native American tribes who have lived on the American continent for thousands of years, from their connection to nature and community to their unique spiritual beliefs. The way of life of Native Americans is as fascinating as it is diverse. For Native American tribes, nature isn't just a resource, it's a sacred part of life. Every tree, river, and mountain has its own spirit. Many tribes practice sustainable ways of hunting, fishing, and farming, taking only what they needed and giving thanks for the gifts of the earth. This respect for nature is at the heart of Native American spirituality and daily life. Tribes like the Plains Indians depended on buffalo for food, clothing, and shelter. The Southwest tribes grew corn, beans, and squash, known as the Three Sisters. These natural resources were essential to each tribe's survival and honored in their traditions. Native American societies were built on strong family and community ties. Many tribes were organized into clans, each with specific roles and responsibilities. Family was at the center of life, with elders highly respected as keepers of wisdom and tradition. Children learned life skills from their parents and elders, learning through storytelling, rituals, and hands-on experience. Roles within the community varied by tribe. While some tribes were matriarchal, meaning women led and made decisions, others were patriarchal. But in all cases, everyone had a role that contributed to the tribe's success. Spirituality is woven deeply into the fabric of Native American life. Many tribes believe in a great spirit, a higher power that watches over everything. Ceremonies, rituals, and dances celebrate life, honor ancestors, and connect with the spiritual world. Each ceremony has its own significance, from seasonal festivals to healing rituals. The powwow, a vibrant social gathering, brings tribes together to celebrate, dance, and share stories. Tribes also have sacred symbols, like the dream catcher, which is believed to protect against bad dreams, and the medicine wheel, symbolizing balance and harmony. Art and storytelling are central to Native American culture. Each tribe has unique styles of art that reflect their beliefs and experiences. From beadwork and pottery to basket weaving and totem carving, Native American crafts are both practical and spiritual. Storytelling is a way to pass down knowledge, history, and values. Legends like the creation of the earth, trickster tales, and hero myths are shared across generations, each story holding lessons about respect, bravery, and balance with nature. The way of life of Native American tribes reflects a deep connection to family, nature, and spirit. While each tribe has its own customs and traditions, all share a respect for the earth and a commitment to living in harmony with it. Today, Native American culture continues to inspire and teach us about resilience, respect, and the beauty of community. Native American tribes not only passed down rich traditions but also spine-chilling tales of mythical monsters. From spirits of the land to creatures of legend, let's step into the shadowy world where culture meets the supernatural. From the ancient civilizations of America to the rich traditions of the Red Indians and all the way to the mysteries of Halloween, today we're diving into the incredible history, culture, and legends that shaped America as we know it. We're traveling back in time to explore the incredible civilizations of ancient America and their haunting mythical monsters. From bloodthirsty giants to serpent gods, these creatures tell us about the fears, beliefs, and values of cultures like the Maya, Aztec, and Inca. So are you ready to face the beasts lurking in the shadows of ancient American myths? In Mayan mythology, one of the most terrifying creatures was Camazotz, the bat god of death and sacrifice. Described as a bat-like monster with sharp claws and fangs, Camazotz was believed to lurk in dark caves, waiting to strike at the unwary. This monstrous creature was feared for his bloodlust, often associated with rituals of sacrifice. Some legends say he could decapitate his victims in one swift motion. Camazotz appears in the Popol Vuh, the Mayan creation myth, where he battles the hero twins who face him in the underworld. His tale reflects the Mayas' complex relationship with the underworld and their understanding of the cycle of life and death. The bat, often a symbol of night and mystery, represented the unknown dangers lurking in the darkness. Through Camazotz, the Maya confronted their fears and sought protection against the forces of death that surrounded them. Next, we journey to the Aztec civilization where we encounter Quipactli, a massive sea creature that symbolized chaos, described as a monstrous crocodile or fish covered with sharp spikes. Chipactli was so dangerous that even the gods had to fight it. According to Aztec myth, the gods created the earth by tearing Chipactli apart, using its body to form mountains, valleys, and rivers. Chipactli, SS story reflects the Aztecs' view of the universe, created through struggle, sacrifice, and transformation. For them, life itself came from battling and taming the forces of chaos. This monster served as a reminder that life and creation were hard-won, born from the wild power of nature. In the Andean highlands, the Inca spoke of Amaru, a mighty two-headed serpent with the power to travel between the underworld, earth, and heavens. Amaru was said to possess knowledge and magical abilities, symbolizing the interconnectedness of all life. Though frightening in appearance, Amaru wasn't just a monster. It was also a symbol of transformation and spiritual power. The Inca believed that Amaru could bring rain, heal the land, and even bestow wisdom. With its ability to navigate realms, Amaru connected the natural and supernatural, showing the balance of life and the harmony of opposites. This mythical creature embodies the Inca understanding of the world as a place where the sacred and natural realms were intertwined, and where powerful forces could be both feared and revered. Heading north to the tribes of the Great Lakes region, we meet the Wendigo, a creature feared for its insatiable hunger. In the legends of the Algonquin-speaking tribes, the Wendigo is a horrifying monster that embodies the dangers of greed and cannibalism. It's said that those who give in to selfish desires can be transformed into a Wendigo, a spirit with an endless craving for human flesh. This monster served as a cautionary tale, warning people against the dangers of greed and gluttony, especially in times of scarcity. The Wendigo reminds us that selfishness can lead to a monstrous transformation, a loss of humanity that's as terrifying as any myth. These mythical monsters of ancient American civilizations reflect the values, fears, and wisdom of the people who created them. From Camazotz and Chipactli to Amaru and the Wendigo, each creature symbolizes a lesson, a warning, or a reminder of the power of nature and the spirit world. Ancient American monsters once haunted the imaginations of early civilizations. Today, their eerie legends live on, blending perfectly with the spirit of Halloween. Ready to see how ancient fears shaped our modern frights? Ever wondered how Halloween became one of America's favorite holidays? Today we're diving into the fascinating history of Halloween, from its ancient Celtic roots to the candy-filled costume-wearing holiday we know today. The roots of Halloween go back over 2,000 years to the Celtic festival of Samhain, pronounced Samhain, an ancient Ireland and Scotland. Samhain marked the end of the harvest and the beginning of the dark winter season. The Celts believed that on October 31st, the boundary between the living and the spirit world became thin, allowing ghosts and spirits to cross into our world. To protect themselves, people lit large bonfires, wore animal skins and masks, and made offerings of food to appease wandering spirits. Samhain was a mix of celebration, mystery, and a little fear of the unknown, a blend that Halloween still carries today. Halloween didn't arrive in America until the mid-1800s, when Irish and Scottish immigrants brought their Samhain traditions with them. Initially, it was celebrated in small communities, often with bonfires, storytelling, and playing pranks on one another. But as more people embraced the holiday, Halloween started to change. In the early 20th century, the focus shifted toward community activities. Schools, churches, and families began organizing parties, games, and activities, transforming Halloween into a family-friendly holiday. By the 1920s and 30s, trick-or-treating became a popular Halloween activity. Inspired by old European souling traditions, children would go door to door, offering to sing songs or tell stories in exchange for treats. Over time, this evolved into modern trick-or-treating, with children dressing up in costumes and receiving candy as they went door to door. Costumes also changed, becoming less about frightening away spirits and more about creativity and fun. Today, Halloween costumes range from scary monsters to pop culture characters, reflecting how the holiday has become a fun expression of imagination. In the late 20th century, Halloween's popularity exploded thanks to movies, TV, and pop culture. Films like Halloween and Hocus Pocus turned Halloween into a cultural phenomenon. Haunted houses, pumpkin patches, and horror-themed events have become Halloween traditions, enjoyed by kids and adults alike. Today, Halloween is one of America's biggest holidays, with millions celebrating through elaborate decorations, themed parties, and of course, horror films. It's a night where people of all ages get to embrace the spooky, silly, and mysterious. From ancient Celtic rituals to a modern celebration of creativity and community, Halloween's journey to America has transformed it into a holiday beloved by millions. If you enjoyed learning about the history of Halloween, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more explorations of our favorite traditions and holidays. From the thrills and chills of Halloween to the timeless stories of love across the ages, get ready to explore how romance, passion, and devotion have shaped civilizations in surprising ways. It was capable of inspiring beauty, wisdom, and even acts of heroism, making it an enduring force that transcended time. In ancient Egypt, adolescence marked the transition to adulthood, with boys learning trades and girls mastering household duties. Love was deeply valued, and marriages often formed out of affection rather than formal arrangements. Teens engaged in playful courtship through songs, poems, and gatherings by the Nile. Couples prayed to her for happiness in their marriages, demonstrating how spiritual and personal love was intertwined. Love wasn't always expected in marriage, and women were typically seen as caretakers rather than romantic partners. However, bonds of affection could develop over time. Loyalty and companionship were valued, even if passion wasn't the primary motivation. While divorce was allowed, the Egyptians valued loyalty and emotional connection, and couples often sought to live in harmony. This idea of platonic love, an intellectual and emotional connection without physical desire, became one of the highest forms of love in Greek culture. Although romantic love existed, marriage in Greece was often arranged for practical reasons, such as securing alliances and family wealth. This idea was mirrored in human relationships, where love was seen as a force that could bring harmony to life and the cosmos. In Greece, the gods were often entangled in complex love stories. From the passionate affairs of Zeus to the tragic love of Orpheus and Eurydice, Greek mythology showed that love could lead to both joy and sorrow. Once, Parvati heard the cries of a village plagued by disease and evil. Moved by compassion, she unknowingly transformed into Katarama. As Katarama, she became unstoppable, destroying demons, healing the land, and protecting the people. In Kailash, Shiva sensed Parvati's absence and found her standing as Katarama, guarding the village with fierce love. Whether through divine intervention or human experience, love was seen as both powerful and unpredictable. Yet, both the Egyptians and Greeks agreed that love, in all its forms, was central to life. These myths didn't just entertain, they shaped how the Greeks understood the risks and rewards of love. While love could be uplifting, it could also lead to disaster, reflecting its dual nature. For both cultures, love was a force of nature, one that could shape destinies, lead to great triumphs, or result in tragedy, personal growth, or even tragedy. Greek thinkers like Plato even saw love as a way to elevate the soul. In this video, we'll look at how love influenced relationships, beliefs, and social norms in these ancient cultures. From the passionate verses of Egyptian love poems, and their poetry is filled with passion, longing, and admiration. In contrast, ancient Greece explored love through mythology and philosophy. The Greeks had many ways to describe love, from passionate eros to deep friendship philia and divine agape. For them, love wasn't only about romance, it was a force that could lead people to wisdom. Though we often associate these cultures with grand monuments and wars, love played a central role in their societies. In ancient Egypt, love was considered part of the cosmic balance, and marriages were based on affection, partnership, and harmony. Egyptians weren't shy about expressing their feelings.
Same-sex relationships, especially between men, were common and often celebrated. These relationships were seen as a source of mentorship, intellectual companionship, and emotional connection. Love, in its many forms, was central to Greek life, whether it was expressed in romantic partnerships, deep friendships, or philosophical discussions about the nature of the human soul.
These different forms reflected how complex love was in ancient Greece, where it played a key role in both personal relationships and philosophical thought. Greek philosophers, particularly Plato, explored love in depth. In his famous dialogue Symposium, Plato describes love as a force that can elevate the soul towards truth and wisdom. They frequently compared their lovers to the beauty of nature, such as the Nile or flowers in bloom. Marriage in Egypt wasn't formalized with legal documents, but was considered sacred. The goddess Hathor, associated with love, beauty, and fertility, was often invoked for blessings. Egyptians believed that a successful relationship mirrored the balance maintained by the gods. Marriage, while often practical, was also an affectionate union based on love, respect, and companionship. Unlike some other ancient cultures, women in Egypt had significant rights within marriage and could divorce if necessary. Love in both Egypt and Greece was not just a personal matter but a divine one. In Egypt, gods like Isis and Osiris represented the ideal of eternal love and loyalty. Their myth, where Isis revives Osiris from death out of love, reflected the Egyptians' belief in the power of love to overcome even death. Love wasn't just a personal feeling in Egypt, it was part of the cosmic order, a way to maintain balance and happiness in both family and society. The Greeks had a more diverse view of love, categorizing it into different forms. Eros referred to passionate, often physical love, while philia described deep friendship, and agape was a selfless, spiritual love. The philosophical ideals of the Greeks. We'll see how love was much more than just a fleeting emotion. It was a driving force that shaped lives and destinies. Let's step back in time and explore love in the days of the pharaohs and philosophers. In ancient Egypt, love wasn't just an emotion. It was central to the harmony of the universe. Thank you for watching World History. If you enjoyed this journey into Native American life and culture, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating histories and cultures from around the world.